one of the 5.
Likewise.
There we go. You're live. Hopefully that's just going. And stream health is good. All right. Well, that's all good signs. Let's see where we go from here. All right.
Oh, God.
Let me get the Twitter. Oh, no, what?
It automatically started playing,
Well,
which meant I was getting your
Oh.
voice 5 seconds.
doubled? Yes. That's always fun. All right.
It's not quite doubled since there's like a 5-second delay.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
It's
arguably
worse.
worse, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely worse. All right. Let's see if that will work. All right, let's see here. All right, hopefully those things are kind of going. I think they are. Okay. All right, well, first time on YouTube, so we'll see. It said we had 6 at one point, and then it went down to 0. So, now it's up to 2, then 3. All right, well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. How many people are hanging out with us? Hopefully we get the regulars here. Hopefully they make the jump over with us. And we'll go from there. All right. Where are we at? 9:29. All right. All right. All right. All right. The little blue dots are moving, right? I have a hard time telling on the small preview screen I get on YouTube. Yeah, it's moving. All right. Great. Hopefully people can hear us out there.
I could hear it on the stream before I
right.
muted it.
Right. Yes, that's good news. All right. Let's see.
So are the dots moving?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, they're not because I paused. Never mind.
Okay. Yes. Right. Yes. They should move. Okay. Let's see. Yes, that is going to be there. That's going to get there. Yay! Great. Paichula 1966. Hey, Zach, good to see you. Paichula, are you a new person or are you someone else that we knew on Twitch but have a different name on YouTube? We're going to have to get new names here, right? Who knows what Ron's name is over here? Oh, and a Benjamin A. All right, great. This is great. We will get started. We usually get started, the meeting officially started about 5 minutes late, gets everybody time to sort of jump in. Hey, Mark's in here. Did Mark's PR get committed, right? His stuff is in, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Good job, Mark. You survived the gauntlet of first commits and all the different things you have to learn, not just Wix or GitHub or Git and all those things, if any of those are new. All right, close that window. We're getting there. Oh, and then the rebasing that I put you through. Thank you very much. Very good. And you get credit for your first bug kill. Woohoo! You want to take care of my other 60? No, joking. Only a little bit. All right.
For now.
Only a little bit now. I'm making progress. I'm getting there. It's good. It's good. All right. Let's see. A couple more minutes. We haven't seen a Jacob yet, I don't think. Hey, Benjamin, Paichula, are you guys new here? Like, have we not seen you on the Twitch stream? Just say hi, all that kind of good stuff. Always love to have more people hang out and chat. And I suppose I should make sure I can figure out the moderating. Oh, okay. Add moderator. Can I add moderators? Nope. Well, hey, Mark, for today you are a temporary moderator. New here. All right. Well, welcome, Benjamin. It's great to have you. Sean and Bob, you guys want to say hi for a minute or something? Because then I can make you guys moderators, and then we'll see if that setting sticks.
In the chat?
Yes, in the chat. Yes, hey, no worries about not being a native speaker. You're going to do better in English than I can do in any other language available. So, Paichula, welcome, and we're happy to have you. If I talk too fast, I apologize. At least this meeting's recorded. You can go back and play it back at half speed, and then I won't talk so fast then.
I always play it back at 1.5, but
Yeah, but you're not actually listening for me to say anything in particular. You're just trying to jump between the issues, right?
sometimes I have to listen.
Oh, all right.
If I don't remember exactly what we decided on a topic, I will sometimes go back.
Photographic memories in there. Well, welcome, new people. We usually get started about 9:35, so we kind of hang out here, get everybody in the room, get things set up. Usually we have Jacob and Ron that show up. They've been regulars with us for a while. Might be good if Ron showed up. He has a lot of different sets of changes that he was going to send around. It might be interesting to get some of his points of view. But anyway, it's great that you can hear. And Mark, you could hear, or anybody, you guys could hear Sean and Bob too, right? I think I have that audio all working.
It was
Yes?
all working in the beginning.
Oh, all right. You could hear yourself then. Great.
Yeah.
All right. Then.
It would make for a different kind of meeting if not.
Yeah. Well, we
we've
had
done
one
it.
of those meetings, and it was not a great meeting where it was just me. Or then there's another meeting where it was just you guys, which was really weird because I think you could hear me, but nobody else could hear me. And so it was like this big empty space, and then you guys would interject every once in a while. That was a really strange one too. But I've gotten better at running the WiX meetings. I'm still working on my solo meeting where I have to do everything like all at once. I can't lean on you guys here to kind of carry the conversation while I push buttons over on the side, kinds of things. So, but this is fun. We're getting there. One more minute, and we'll get this kicked off. I just realized this is the first meeting of the new year too. That's pretty cool. I don't know how I missed that. I guess I thought the last one was this year. I don't know. Good stuff. I'm doing my builds as VS22 preview 2. Ooh. 64-bit MS build. Hey, Isaac. Welcome. Mark, you are living dangerously going to previews. One more minute. All right, we're going to get started here very quickly.
Yeah, I think the problem there, Mark, is that the scripts, all the build scripts, use VSWare to find release versions.
Oh yeah.
So if you remove the release channel, I think they call them, and only have the preview channel running, it's not going to find VS22 at all because the scripts are only looking for releases. So.
But
that's
yeah,
I think it's just a simple switch.
Yeah. All right. You know, that's a great thing we could talk about at the end of the meeting if we want. Question comes so we get it recorded. Let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. All right. Correct screen, everything like that. Okay. Yes. All right. I'm going to flip the chat bar a little bit here because this is the first time I'm seeing it with the stream. I've got to go to my blank screen for a moment, get all this sorted out. No, that's the header. Here's the YouTube chat, and we're going to just slide that up a little bit. So there's this weird blank space at the top of the header in YouTube where I think they put their marketing message or their be careful what you say because you're live in the world kind of thing, and it just looks funky. And I wasn't sure if it was going to actually be part of the buffer or if it was going to bounce up into the header. So here we go. All right. 9:36. Let's go ahead and get this party started. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the WiX Online Meeting 227. Welcome to 2022. This is our first meeting of the year, so Happy New Year to you and all that. Unless you're in China, their New Year's later, I think. So anyway, for those of you that aren't with us right here, right now, this meeting is recorded, and those of you that are with us right here, right now, you are being recorded. Just a quick reminder, it's 2022. Want to get that out there. We have a whole bunch of new people joining us here on YouTube for the first time. This is fantastic. They are verified that they can hear us and all kinds of other good stuff. So hopefully the technical details are sorted out, and we're just going to roll through and have a fantastic, smooth stream. Because I've had plenty of those in the last few weeks on my own stream. Anyway. go ahead and say hi, hello, if you haven't already. Hopefully our regulars. Hey, we got a Ron. I was wondering if Ron and Jacob were going to be here. Ron's here. So we've made a whole bunch of people jump from Twitch to YouTube. It's great to have you here. And all right, I want you to people look over here at the chat and see that it jumped up to the top. That is not at all what I wanted to do. All right, I'm going to have to go fix that real quick while we're recording because otherwise it's all going to be messed up. All right, I was half expecting that. All right, here we go. Here we go. What are we doing today? Today is actually probably going to be a short meeting. I say that. I should never say that because every time I say that, it ends up being a long meeting. But anyway, we have triage, and then we'll take the usual questions and comments, things that people want to bring up. So while we're doing triage, if you have a question, think about getting it into the chat, and we'll talk about it there. For those of you that have been here since the beginning, I'm glad you made it over here from Twitch. Without further ado, I think we jump to triage. Bob, you ready?
Let's go.
All right. Woohoo. Okay. I upgraded to Windows 11, and GitHub by default will track your UI, your system color, and so I had to get in and make sure that this is white, but then I have to turn around and switch it back to dark. It's things you have to do to get the right color schemes to match the streams. It's work. Anyway, PDBs should be published from source server. So this is an old bug that was in WiX 4. It's assigned to, I thought it was assigned to me. What happened here? I don't know how I got lost from this.
You took it off.
That's really strange. I don't know why I removed myself from this. That's really strange. Okay. Quick update. So there's no real place for publishing sources. This is issue 4683. And yeah, that's big enough. All right. So there's no good place to publish native PDBs anymore. And managed PDBs in the new world have generally moved towards either embedding the PDBs if you can, or they have the portable PDBs, which you can also stick in NuGet packages and store them with NuGet.org. We have chosen to embed our PDBs because it doesn't make the XEs and DLLs that much bigger and for all of our managed stuff, but that does leave us with the problem that native, which are not portable PDBs and cannot be embedded in the DLL, and I'm not sure we should anyway, since most of the native DLLs that we ship with customers' code, which means we would be prematurely bloating their code simply to carry our PDBs. So we have native PDBs floating around that we don't have a symbol server naturally to upload them to, or at least not one that's part of the Microsoft ecosystem provided by Microsoft. There was a thing for legacy symbol packages called NuGet.smbsource.net that came from the guys that were running symbolsource.org, which was really cool. And when this issue was opened, I was thinking that that was going to be the answer for us, a place where we could stick our symbols in the open and do that and just be able to pull them and debug from anywhere. But I always wondered how it was that they were maintaining a server that could potentially be, pumping out gobs and gobs of data. And, there was no business model or anything around it. Anyway, the end result is, it all's collapsed and it's all gone away. And even the thing that NuGet kind of brought it in, that's all been decayed, and all I see now I went searching through all of GitHub trying to see if anybody was using it, and all I found were commits saying removing this because it's no longer stable. I think it started in 2019. So that means we don't have a great symbol source available for any of the known places, which leads us to what should we do with this issue? In the past, for quick reference, we did not publish symbol source. We just had a zip file that contained all of our PDBs. And it was all of them back then. It was both the managed and the native because there was no other option. So it was all the PDBs. It was the debug.zip. And we just uploaded it with every release and carried it along with alongside all the installers and other binaries for WiX 3. So when I got here, there are a couple options we have then in WiX 4. We are currently packaging our native PDBs into NuGet packages that are that are SNU packages, the symbol packages, and the uh, the symbol packages, the way we're using them are not correct because those SNU packages are only supposed to be for the new format, and the legacy format are just normal NuGet packages that would be uploaded to the system that's gone. So anyway, we're creating not correct SNU packages for our legacy packages, but they work. We can, zip them up and carry them along. That's what we're basically doing right now. The alternative, quick alternative, would be instead of creating individual SNU packages for each thing, things like, DUTL, not DUTL because it's a library, any of the custom actions, or all the extensions, custom actions get their own package. Instead, we could just take all the PDBs and zip them back up into debug.zip again and ship that again. So that's kind of the second option.
But DUTL also has PDBs.
No, it's the lib. The PDB information is in the lib, and then when you compile, it gets put into your PDB.
I see. Okay.
So only things that are final outputs like XEs and DLLs that are native are our problem children that we have to find a new home from. Zach brings up the interesting idea of convince the .NET Foundation to spin up a symbol server for member projects to use. I think that would be a great idea, except they'll never get around to it. I mean, they'd have, yeah.
Someone would have to volunteer to do it and maintain it.
Do it, maintain it, put it all together, and keep it working. Like, they did the same thing for the signing service, which of course has a lot of money behind it because they have to buy certificates and get all those things hooked up. And when that thing goes down, it can be a real pain for quite a while until someone finally goes, oh, we need to go fix that. And it's not so much, oh, well, you need to go fix that. It's like, oh, I need to go cut a slice of time to go make that happen. And because the board rotates all the time and all this kind of stuff, it's not a functional system right now. So while I appreciate the concept, depending on the .NET Foundation is not proven to be a fantastic direction for us, for honestly any project to go right now. So then Sean brought up the idea of restanding up the symbol source code, which had a whole lot of like machinery to it because it was automatically doing all these things behind the scenes, which is really cool. But even they were like, later, I think they said they don't need to do that. Now you can just stand up a flat web blob storage, honestly, and put a small front end in front of it to respond appropriately, because the symbol server client makes requests, expects responses in certain ways that not all the blob storages in the world respond appropriately. In fact, none of them naturally respond in exactly the way it want. And there are a couple of things out there that did that with Python server, and then the Electron guys have a way of setting up symbol server against S3 and all those kinds of things. So all of those are options. We could do all those things. I think in the end, the question is, where do we go in the end? I don't know that, Sean, I think you said you weren't going to do that right now, so we should just go back to option 2, which is just zip all the PDBs and call it good like v3 for now. Is that where you ended up?
I mean, yeah, I guess I would like you to zip them all up.
Yeah. So it's a matter of getting them all zipped up into debug.zip and released with every release.
But that doesn't really resolve the issue.
It does not. It means that in v4 we would not be publishing to a source server. So essentially, I'm suggesting that we were going to punt this until the next time. It doesn't have to be done in v4 timeframe. We could, as long as we have the symbol somewhere, we could always upload them later. If someone wants to spend time setting the system up, then we can upload them later and add the system for a future v4. The reason I wanted to go through this is kind of give a background on all of the pieces to this, and then have us make a decision if we want to put this in v4, if we can just let it slide again. And I think that's why I removed myself, because I want to just let it slide, unless someone wants to step up the work to hook up one of these concepts of how to store these symbols and make them available to a source server.
I mean, I don't mind doing the work, but I need someone to give me a server where I can host that small front end.
Yeah, we should be able to do it with just an Azure function. So if you can get it tested against the local Azure function, then we can get that put together with the WiX toolset site.
Yeah, I can look into that.
All right. So do you want this in V4?
I mean, it doesn't have to be V4 like you
No.
said, but you
Yeah.
can give it to me.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying. I want to know if we keep it in the milestone, if we put it in 4x.
I don't know.
How's your burn queue looking?
It's
Much smaller than mine.
stuff is being added, stuff is being removed. It's not really changing lately.
So not so much a queue, it's just a
But that's same with Rob's as well. So
Mine's
sure.
going down
And mine.
slowly.
I make mine go down, and then just because I don't reopen issues when I need to go back and fix stuff. My vote is this could be done at any time. I would not hold up preview 1. I would not hold up 4.0 RTM for it. As long as we have the PDBs, we can always improve stuff later.
Right.
For me, the advantage of the source, the advantage of the debug zip, as in 3, was that you had the PDBs and the matching source in one spot. You unzip it, you put it in a static spot, and hey, look, you can debug your BAs. You can debug burn. It was great. All the magic stuff would be good as well. But I'm also sitting there going, yeah, the experience in Visual Studio with native code is okay, but not great. It's not like it's a huge improvement over the debug zip idea.
Right.
Whereas managed code, they did great. That experience is pretty delicious. But
yeah, I don't know why they dumped this
native.
symbol source thing, because they had kept this NuGet sim source thing working. That would be fine.
Well, it was never Microsoft though, right?
It was really confusing.
It was never official. It's like NuGet.org.
So no, yeah, the NuGet team helped the symbol source thing become a member project of the .NET Foundation, and then the people running it went off to go do other things because they were busy, which was totally fine. But then nobody picked up the project, and it was just like, wait, so what did you do? You transitioned .NET Foundation and then dumped it? I'm like, well, yeah, that's probably exactly what they did, and NuGet never picked it up or something. I'm a little curious what the history is there, but it doesn't help us at the moment. All right, so actually thinking through this, there is still the issue of changing the way that we're zipping the current PDBs. So there's another issue coming up that I think maybe I'm really not, that otherwise will be deleted. So, all right, let's keep this one for the symbol source. Let's discuss the next one when it pops up, because I opened it today. It'll be, if it's not the next issue, the issue after that, I think, about, in the end, I need to create an issue here that says switch all the snoo packages to, or whatever the heck they're called, to just one big debug.zip. All right, so let's not lose that. But otherwise, let's drop this out of preview 0 and into 4x, I guess.
Sure.
All right. All right.
I'm not seeing your issue, Rob.
It's this one here. It's 2 later.
Oh,
all right. So I've not
Can
had.
we just do that one next?
Sure, we can do this one next. This is related to Burn. We were missing a snoo package for Burn due to all the build process stuff being missed. And Sean caught it, so I'm like, oh, well then we need to have this. So we don't actually need this now. This has now been obliviated by the fact that we need a debug.zip instead of all this. So one option is to either we nuke this issue and we create a new issue for debug.zip, or we rename all of the content in here and make it debug.zip.
What I would say is nuke this one, bring back 6461, and then just change 6461 to be put in a zip instead of.
Yeah, that we could do that. Let's do that. So let's kill this one and bring back this, and we will change the title of it to be found in ensure PDBs are only found in debug.zip, and that will do that. All right, so 6698 will get deleted, and we will redo 64. Oh, sorry, I lost the number. 6467 or
Six one.
61. 17, same thing. All right, cool. So that's these two done. Was that too fast, Bob?
Nope.
Okay, great. Authenticate signature. I did signing. I did the signing targets. I tackled those, but they put me in a good spot that I have a better spot where I can approach this problem. I have not yet done the work on the Authenticate signature, so hopefully in 2 weeks I'll come back and have a better answer on this. So I want to leave this as triage and come back to it in 2 weeks. I will have more by then. So I'm going to skip the 6447 for now and come back to it. Please. All right. Suppress some error logging. Not it. Bob?
If you look at a debug level burn log, bundle log, you get a bunch of error and failure messages. These are probably the most egregious ones because there's a bunch of registry lookups to see if a reboot is pending. This is unrelated to the bundle reboot pending thing that I also worked on. But this just looks really scary. And of course, it's all it's all standard, right? We got a failure from trying to look up a registry key that doesn't exist. So, of course, it failed to open the registry key, and there is, in fact, an error H result, and blah blah blah. The big problem here is these are completely benign, and it just looks really bad. Sean pointed out this is only in debug logging, so I kind of went, huh. In debug level logging, you expect to see noise. This is scary noise, so I don't know, or scary sounding noise. So I kind of, I was ready to close this as going, oh yeah, it's debug logging. But now I'm wondering, is it too scary? Is this noise too scary? So let's discuss that.
I don't know how you solve it.
I think it's annoying. I don't know if it's too scary.
It's a lot of noise, yeah.
And maybe looking through the rest of it, it's not a big deal. But we've gotten comments before when like in an MSI log, custom actions log, error failed, or that's disconcerting. Where it's more like in this state, it's just like, yeah, we looked for something, we didn't find it.
I mean, in this case, you can move that check into DUTL and then, like, don't print errors that there's failures to open a key.
Until that day when you want it.
Right,
yeah,
right.
I don't know.
I think that's why I started to waffle is this is not bad if you're looking to debug a reboot pending issue, right?
Yeah.
This shows what we looked at. Sorry. Well, no, the problem is it shows what we looked at and didn't find. It doesn't show what we looked at. If we successfully opened a registry key, we do not get that information from the logging. Here we say, okay, well, it definitely wasn't, this registry key that caused the false pending reboot positive, but is there a mechanism for a consumer of DUTL to say, please don't log this?
No.
Only per system. So they could opt out of regutil, for example, but that would be all regutil messages everywhere.
Is this something you can trigger at runtime? In other words, could the function in burn that tries to detect pending reboots turn off regutil logging for the duration of its registry checks and then turn it back on?
Yeah, I mean, it's making a callback for every single message. So every line here, dutil made a call to a callback inside of the stub, and the stub is checking whether debug logging is on, and if so, it logs it.
Of course, because it shows up in the burn log. Yeah, I should have figured that out.
So
Okay, so that, I mean, that's interesting then, right? It's not convenient, but we could enhance burn to, yeah, I don't know, follow a. We have some global in logging that says, yeah, don't log these at this time, and that's all based on the source, right?
yeah,
Oops.
it's saying that it's a regutil
Yeah.
source.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay. So I guess since I opened the issue, I will vote, and my vote counts for more than one. And I will say this is fine for 4.0. We might want to look at it, yeah, in more detail.
Yeah, I've had a dream for the perfect error handling logging system, especially in native code, and still don't know what that is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
This is part of it. It's like, here's the error that happened. It's like, no, I understand. That's not an error that I care about, and carry on. It's like, thank you for telling me. I will make a decision based off that. It's not an error.
Right. And truthfully, there's so many ways we could resolve this. Burn could use the registry APIs directly. We could have EX functions or flags in regutil that say, yeah, don't log these. Yeah. So.
All right.
Okay.
You have the issue to make it disappear.
I'll do something. I won't close it. I'll
not end up in WiX 4.
Yeah, it's not 4.0. It's definitely not 4.0.
Great. We have handled that one. Detect when restore is required for a WiX project to build. Yeah, so this was found on my stream. If you guys are following along, it's a long story, this one, but essentially I made a very interesting mistake where we had a WiX project that had a package reference to, I think, the UI extension, and then I built and it failed to link to the UI extension, and it failed because, well, the UI extension had not been brought down to the package reference. And I had this, and the fact that I paused for more than 1 second said that other people were definitely going to have more of a pause at some point. And so the decision was, the C#, if you were building a C# project, it would have spit out an error. So I went and tracked down the error that it would have spat out and said that we probably should have at least an error as good as this in the WiX toolset to tell you, hey, you forgot to run restore, and then get you back on track. So this is already signed to me. It's all in here. I just brought it up in triage so that we know this is another bug that I need to fix in my trials and tribulations of MS Build. But it'll be a good one, and it will make life a little bit better in the WiX toolset. So that is that one. I think we're done for today. Okay.
So I'd just like to point out that all the new issues were by core contributors, but none of them from me.
Yeah. That's good, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Means that we're locking down non-burn areas? I don't know. I would like to point out that
make writing the highlights more complicated, because last time I could blame Sean for
everything. The thing I like is that the issues I'm opening are significantly smaller than the issues I'm closing. So That's at least progress as well. So where I have, 5-day tasks to fix one issue, and I create 2 half-day tasks or something like that, or whatever. That feels at least a little bit like progress. So, all right, that's triage. I think that's what we have for that. Let's go back. Anything else people want to talk about? Questions, comments, other things going on that need to be discussed or should be discussed? We have a great chat. We have some people active in the chat. It's great to have you. For you new members, you're welcome to ask questions that have been burning in your mind for a very long time, or just hang out and chill. That's fine. Nothing wrong with lurking. For other guys, Jacob, glad to see you're here. Ron, I know you're working through a whole lot of commits that you've been making, so hopefully as we get those different PRs, you can start whittling them down to the set that will fit the best way into WiX 4 and so on and so forth. So I know those things are out there. Anything else? By the way, this is the point where I babble on a little bit to make sure that there's time between the time that you see these slides and everything like that. The broadcast goes out to you around the world and then gives you time to type something. This is also why I recommend typing your chat for questions and comments earlier so that you have them in here and I can kind of jump through the queue and I don't have to always babble and babble and babble and try to figure out the right answers to this. Oh, I remember.
So
Mark.
I had a question for you.
Okay.
Did you
Yeah.
see my message about the reinstall request state for a package on WiX Devs?
I saw it, but then Bob got it and it went to mend and I kind of stopped. So I did not read it deeply. I admit that.
It went
Should
to
I?
mend and you just stopped reading?
Well, no, it hit reinstall, it hit mend, and you responded. And I went, I'm going to go fix signing targets. I didn't dig into it deeply.
Well, basically, for a bundle package, you like, for example, the issue I'm working on where we want to reinstall an upgrade bundle if the install failed. Like you want, even if the package is present, the BA might want to request an install. But today, everywhere, if the package is already present, it's not going to reinstall the package.
If you ask for an install, because it's going to be like, yeah, it's already installed, and we'll skip it.
This is the problem we have from
BAs. Like mend.
BAs get to make a request, but they don't get to choose a state. They only get to request a state.
Yep.
They get to request a state. Burn still determines the action.
From that, correct.
And we have kind of these weird states where that's insufficient. So, we added extra stuff so that, you could work around the Burn's default choice.
Right.
And I think this is another one. I thought force was equivalent, but it's still in the same genre of needing to give BAs a bit more power.
So is the answer to just keep on adding request states, even though there's not an overall action that corresponds to that request state?
Maybe. I'm not against that completely. The challenge, of course, is we want to make sure we keep them under control. That we don't have an explosion that we don't have an explosion of commentaries that don't make sense, I guess. So there's that. The request states have to be added purposefully, I guess. So this is a case where the package is installed and you want to install it again. You want the MSI to install.
Well, mainly it'd be a bundle.
Oh, a bundle. A nested bundle. So you have a bundle. It's already installed, but you want to tell it to install again because it's going to do something different by doing an install on it.
Yeah, because a bundle doesn't really have modify, not on the command line at least.
Yeah,
So
it's
if
always just going to be install.
I mean, as far as burn is concerned, there's like install, repair, and uninstall.
Yeah. So this is the root issue there is.
This is mend.
Yeah, this is mend. Yeah. Yeah.
So is this mend? I mean, should I bring back mend?
No, this isn't mend. This because the truth is,
No, it's a little. Yeah.
we've actually gotten this before. We've seen this before with plain MSI packages. It's not usually. It can be. Rerunning an MSI, if all other things being the same, does nothing, right? There's no reason to do that, except there is a default reinstall mode, so you run an install and it would do the equivalent of amend, kind of, but more importantly, custom actions get run. And so I've seen this, I don't know, Stack Overflow or somewhere. Someone surprised that burn doesn't rerun the package. Like, well,
Yeah, but you don't want most of the time you don't want to rerun the package. So I'm hesitant to change the current behavior because.
No. Current behavior. I agree. The current behavior is correct. This calls for again. This is the burn is making the decision. Present. State present. Request present. Action none.
Right.
That is correct.
And this is
the question is: do we change? Do we make a new request condition, state, whatever you want to call it, or is there some other way?
Sorry, how is this different from mend? Like mend to me was always just run install again. Don't run repair, just run install because repair fixes all of your stuff. Install just goes through and says, hey, just run my stuff again. If it's all in the right place, don't touch it. Or repair is like, make sure all these things are in the right place.
It's close to mend.
Okay.
On a package, it would let the package decide. Say if someone horribly authored reinstall mode. But it would let the default happen. Mend passed in specific reinstall modes.
I see. Mend set a particular reinstall mode.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's
the hard part with the Windows installer is all the different reinstall modes and communicating those. And reinstall, I guess reinstall is another word for it. The issue I have with the word reinstall is
it has meaning for MSI.
It has meaning for MSI, and also it can mean uninstall and install again, like reinstall it, like uninstall it then reinstall, which is definitely not the same as just run the install again. Yeah. So that's why I like the word mend for that. It's kind of like, yeah, you're already here, just kind of do your thing, do any minor things. It's not repair, it's just minor touch-ups. Maybe I'm just getting tripped up on that word, but yeah, it's and then there's of course controlling the reinstall mode for the MSI. That's a challenge from this.
I already implemented that.
Repair.
Oh, that's right. You have that. Yeah. Not in V3, but yeah, V4 you can do that now. So this just comes then. I guess it'd be interesting to go back for me. I guess where I would start to say is look at the reinstall mode and what was done for MSI packages. Can any of that be applied to bundles? Not the setting the property and stuff, but the way of triggering it. How is the reinstall mode set again?
If you're planning an MSI package, there's a separate on-plan event where you can pick which file versioning, which A, O, E.
But that only happens if there's an action.
Right.
And this That's not this case, right? This case is the action is none.
So if we had the foo request state, which is like mend in my mind, but it's over, that has context or has baggage. So if we had the foo request state that essentially was install this again, even if it's installed, launch the install. If you pass in the foo request state, then that would allow it to trigger the reinstall mode for an MSI. That's right. That's missing today. It could exist, and it could also then do the same thing for bundles, where it would be like, hey, I'm going to run you again. And it's a BA request. It's not a normal behavior. Like a BA has to explicitly request it. It's not something you get into normally.
Right.
The difference is that with the reinstall mode support that Sean added, you get that behavior today with a repair because you can control the reinstall mode to downgrade a repair from to amend. So if you want to go that route, you could do that with bundles as well. I imagine.
I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Repair with a call, but is that callback an MSI package specific callback? Like, does it have MSI in the name? Yeah.
Because
it's MSI.
It lets you do the UI level and the external UI handler and stuff like that.
Okay, it's all that. Yeah. So I guess I'm not against a foo flag that's in between, that's above install but below repair, that exists only to install if already installed.
See, and this is where I like force install.
Yeah, that's
to match force uninstall or force remove.
Force absent. Yeah.
Whatever that is.
That's not bad either.
I can do force install if I can change force absent, because they need to be symmetrical if we had those two.
Well, so that's why I recommended force present to match, because right now the state is present and absent. The states are present and absent. So I was.
Yeah, but as I pointed out, force absent, the force part means that you're ignoring the permanence on the package. That's all it means.
Yeah, right. That's which makes sense. That's why I was not 100% on the force install, because I remember, because the force has a lot of strength behind it. Or in my mind, right, it's the connotation behind it has a lot more strength to it, which is why it worked for the nuking the permanent packages.
But I mean, if you say force absent, I kind of would like that to mean for an exe package, that you run the uninstall even if it wasn't detected. Because that would be symmetrical with force present being run the install even if it was detected.
Right. That's interesting. For what it's worth, there is a large software company in the Pacific Northwest that added yet another level of force that's beyond the current behavior of force absent. So,
what do they call it? Nuke?
I don't remember. I just remember looking at it going, really? And that's what I started calling it.
So I'm not against the force absent for exe packages. I'm only concerned that some exe packages might get upset if you tell them to uninstall and they're not installed. Like they could fail. But I guess we're going to ignore the failure on uninstall anyway. So as long as they don't throw UI, it's okay.
Only BAs can request it anyway, so.
Right. So you'd only request it for things that you knew would respect it. Yeah. That's totally fine by me there. Don't do that.
Although WiX Standard BA exposes force, doesn't it? No. Never mind. Cool.
All right. So yeah, no, I'm not against the force absent on exe packages at all, especially since it's controlled by the BA. Yeah, that makes sense. You could go with force install. I mean, I was also thinking install again was an option.
Yeah, well, the problem is install is the action. And again, we don't let the BAs determine action.
Oh, present again.
Yeah.
um, pretty please present.
That's okay. Yes, I will. I will accept please as the replacement.
It's the nice force, right? It's the
Yeah.
one that doesn't like ignore permanence. It's like
It's
please.
it's a request, not an order.
Exactly. It's a request, not an order. That's exactly right. Proper etiquette, peoples. Um, or you could go with one that's a little bit stronger. I don't know that your attendance is required kind of thing. I don't know. But anyway, it's a name. I think there is probably value in having the one step above install and one step below repair, which is why the concept of mend always resonated with me,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
if it wasn't in there correctly. That concept still makes sense to me. One step above install, one step below repair. It's right in between those two spots.
So is that what you want this new thing to do for MSI packages, to be what mend was?
I
Because I
think it should.
removed mend.
Yeah, I know. It.
Yeah. I no. See, I want to restrict it because again, we're talking about two different things, right? One is the strength of the reinstall. The other is just the action.
So in
I
my
don't
mind,
think we should
if you brought
combine the
Mend
two.
back for MSI packages, which I think would be totally fine, it would set the reinstall mode letter appropriately, right? So maybe you don't have to override that function, that callback necessarily.
Yeah, but the problem, even though I wrote mend, Sean has convinced me it's a terrible idea because there is no one choice for mend. There's no one reinstall mode that means mend.
No, I understand. I was just like, we could pick the one that we think is most appropriate for Mend. They, of course, can still override it through that callback. That's why
Yeah,
that
yeah,
callback is a good thing, right? That's a very good thing. Controlling the UI level, all that. That's all very good stuff. This is just, it's the state in between install and repair. I still think we're missing that. That's my high level point. Um, and naming it is interesting. Um, force present, present again is weird. Present. I like please, but that's also kind of weird. Um, so it's
I don't know.
something in
I
there.
put it right about the same level of weirdness as mend, but
Well, yeah, I don't know. Mend is, well, yeah, at least it's in the space.
yeah.
All right.
No, I remember. I remember the problem of naming mend when I did it. Yeah. I guess I'm not opposed. In my mind, I'm sitting here waffling mostly because it's a little weird that Burn makes a final decision and the BA can't override it. In my mind, this is pointing out the fact that we should consider whether BAs should have control over the action. Um, but that's a not a V4 discussion.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to think through the repercussions of all that.
Exactly.
It'd be
So
very hard.
yeah.
Yeah, it would be very hard.
Intercall? I don't know. What is intercal? Intercal? Sax, please present. Intercal? I don't know what intercal is. All right. Is that enough data, Sean? Enough opinions to formulate a coherent engineering decision?
I'm not sure we decided anything.
Well, I think
Or
there's a state into it. Are you saying, I don't know that we've named it? Yes, I think naming is still a problem.
so we definitely want it for exe packages, but we're not sure whether we want it to do basically mend for MSI.
I would allow it. I mean, I wouldn't block it, I guess. I just have it, yeah, just go through and set the reinstall mode. Oh, when the first joke organized.
Yeah, I'm
I
I'm
okay
okay
like
with it.
actions that only apply to certain packages. That I'm to certain package types. The request states that apply to certain package states.
Yeah, I guess that's my question is, what does this new thing do for MSI packages?
does the
it
install
could.
again.
It doesn't install. The question is, does it set reinstall mode?
No, or it sets reinstall mode to the simplest. Or no,
Well,
no, it doesn't set reinstall mode. No, it doesn't set reinstall mode. It just installs the MSI.
okay, done. That's fine.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
again,
fine
that
with
leaves
that.
it up to the authoring to decide what happens, including custom actions.
Yeah.
Which again, that's the only thing I've heard about people wanting this behavior.
Yeah, because when installed, it does the rest of it correctly.
Yeah, yeah, but it can you can set reinstall. You can choose the features that get reinstalled. You can set reinstall mode all through Site 51s. So it's not it's not an outrageous thing to want to simply rerun
The
a
MSI.
normal install.
Yep. Yep.
So just to clarify that when you say it's not sending in reinstall mode, it's actually just having the default of
Correct.
VOMUS, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Well, it would
Or
literally
whatever's
run.
authored inside the MSI.
It would take the same path that it does today for a not present action install.
I just want to make sure I didn't mess something up because I'm passing in reinstall mode all the time now, since it's configurable. So on install, it's passing in reinstall mode VOMUS by default.
I think that's the default.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay,
And I think
good.
I think this.
No, it's not. Sorry, not for an initial install.
Oh. Wait,
The V means recache.
Oh.
It might not have the V.
Okay, that'd be fine. Actually, I don't think OMIS is the default. I want to say it's like ECMAS.
I used the documentation said the default was whatever I used.
Yeah.
So I went by the documentation on reinstall mode.
Okay, the documentation says it's PECMAS.
PEC.
Which,
yeah.
Which is only if the but it's P says only if the file is missing. E says the file is missing or equal or older.
So what documentation are you looking at?
Reinstall mode property.
Because I'm looking at this one, and it says
Sorry, which is this one?
the link I just pasted in the chat.
Oh, too many windows open.
So it says by default it's OMIS.
Yeah, look at that. You can open them in here.
So I need to find where you're saying it's something else.
The last paragraph before the purple note box toward the end.
Oh, the command line option is that.
Interesting.
But the property reinstall mode is OMIS. Where above all the
OMIS
letters.
sounds more right. Older? Yeah, it's older. It's not equal. Why is P and E a thing?
Yeah, it's dumb. That is dumb. OMIS is probably correct.
So I think that's the default for the force command line option. PECMS.
Well, F is how you recache you start the recache reinstall process. So yeah, which makes
like a
sense.
minor upgrade.
Exactly, which would be more of a minor upgrade kind of thing. So that makes more sense there.
Yeah.
I think OMIS makes sense. I think that's right.
Yeah. No, I think so.
I also think it's interesting to have the callback still go in this mode so that if they wanted to change it from O to something else, they could do that.
Yeah, agreed.
And then everything
Yeah,
just goes
they can do that.
flowing. Yeah, that's great. And it's fairly consistent as it rolls through there, which is great.
Yep.
And we don't have that callback for bundles, so it's literally going to just call it the same switch as it would for a normal install.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. That works.
Yep.
I mean, you added all those conditions to where they can see the action. Well, I guess the action is still going to be install on it.
Yeah.
Oh well. They want to install it again. That was what
That's
they
what they
wanted
said.
to do.
Exactly.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, again,
It's not none.
the BA shouldn't be making machine changes, but it can decide to rerun packages that might. So.
All right.
Cool.
I think Sean has done a fantastic job delaying, and Zach has interjected a concept of intercal, which I'm now going to have to go put in my search browser over here because I've never heard of this joke language before, but it sounds like somewhat amusing. All right. Oh, Pychula, looking forward to Seamless Visual Studio 2020. Yeah, no, WiX 4's integration into CI/CD is it's light years ahead of where WiX 3 is. So WiX 4 is going to fit into all those things very, very nicely. We're getting, in fact, that's really close to working now, as the end-to-end is really close to working now. We just have to go through and fix all of the things that are missing or broken or otherwise need to be completed in V4. That's really what it's really starting to feel like we're getting there. But yeah, it's just a matter of cutting through the, I think it's 90-ish, 95 bugs that we have right now, something like that, 90, 95 bugs. That's where we're at right now. That's it. All right, I'm going to call that a meeting. Look at that, 1 hour, 10:30, my clock. It's actually a little bit less because we started 5 minutes late, but it's fantastic. It's been great having all of you here with us right now. For all of you in the future that are going to watch this, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We're here on YouTube, so that says that's the 27th. I think that's normal, right? Everybody be here? Yeah, yeah. So we'll do the same place, same time, 2 weeks from now, 9:30, January 27th. And until then, you guys take it easy. Bye.
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 All right. All right. That's fun. Look, 7 people. I think that's the highest stream count we've ever had.
So what exactly did you do after we said bye?
I stopped the recording, but I have not stopped the stream. So I'm recording, backup recording always to make sure I have those. And I'm still making sure I'm still learning all the different options that are available. So people can still say, still chat and things like that. Because I usually leave a couple of minutes after in case people don't want to say something in the recording, but are still want to say it live. I don't know, Jacob's dropped it with some things like, I didn't want to put this in recording, but why haven't you guys looked at my PR yet, or whatever. So we'll go.
But now the way YouTube works, this is part of the stream? Or...
Yes, this is still part of the stream, so the stream will get archived and all that, but Twitch did the same thing. So it's always there. It's just whether you want it part of the recording or not. I don't know. I'm still working out all the edges here to figure out exactly how well it'll work. So
I was just curious because with Twitch, you had to upload the video to YouTube. But YouTube, you do or don't?
I don't unless I want to upload only the meeting part and cut out the front and the end.
Okay. All right. So by default, what's going to show up on the WiX YouTube channel is includes this rambling discussion that I'm doing right now.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but it's metadata. It's the meta conversation about things around the WiX toolset as opposed to the WiX toolset itself, usually, right? So it's if you want to learn how all these things. Oh, there's an Isaac. I missed Isaac as he's in there. Hi, Isaac, or did I say Isaac? I don't even know now. Oh, I needed to find timestamps probably and turn them on, right? Maybe show timestamps.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I think I need to add timestamps. I think I saw it somewhere in here. It'll take up more room, but I think we're still fitting in here just fine. So it's not like we have
they show
streams.
up on the YouTube page.
Do they?
Yeah. Or I'm seeing them anyway.
Toggle timestamps. There we go.
Oh.
There it is. There's an option.
There you go.
All right, 9:30. Oh, I hope I said yes, because that was before we really got going. So, or said hi. Yes, said yes. I'll say yes to anything. No, said hi. All right. Anyway, it's fantastic. It's great having all of you with us here. See, we keep growing, I guess. Easier to find on YouTube than to find on Twitch, maybe. Maybe. Anyway, 2 weeks. We'll be back. Anyway, see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.